The office bathroom was fully occupied after last night's office party curry. Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Let's pick back up with Viscera Cleanup Detail. We're going to resume our assignment from where we were last week. Yesterday, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go like a solo, and let's see if I can remember how to save file. We want our save from yesterday. Looks like it's an auto save. We should remember to save manually. All right, as you all remember, yesterday. I keep thinking it was last week. It's been a while since I've recorded on a Saturday morning. So yesterday, we started playing Viscera Cleanup Detail, a little bit of relaxation as we work in the office, get things cleaned up. You can do some morning chores or just drink your coffee and hang out, and I will walk you through the tedious task of cleaning a dirty, dirty space. Look at all this. And the map that we were working on is the up-rinsing map. If you'll remember, we had to start things off by clearing out a kind of a working path that we could start with that was a little bit gore-free, and trying to get our way through to getting rid of all of the gore-producing gizmos, in this case all the bodies, both human and droid and battle droid, and that would give us a good staging area to be able to safely get to work. This is basically how any of your cleaning works. Your kitchen, your bedroom, anything in life, you got to get yourself a starting area to go with. Now, if we come on down here, we still have some cop barrels. We've got to start getting rid of all those. I thought I already got rid of those, but the auto save didn't catch it all. Okay, that's fine. So what we're doing, we've got our incinerator down here, our cremator, the creamer, as we were calling it. I'm still open to better names. If anybody's got a better name, let me know in the chat. Leave a comment in the doobly-doo. Tell me what's a better name for Old Smoky here. Old Smoky's good, but I'm still going with creamer. And anyhow, what we got to do, now that we've done our initial path, let's go ahead and get rid of all of the existing slop buckets that are full of blood and gore. If we can do that safely. There we go. And that way we can start the tedious task of cleaning out zones. But now that we've got some room to work with, it shouldn't be as bad. What we don't want to do is actually track blood through the hallways. And now we've got a clear path between the upstairs, the downstairs, and we did our mass cremation ritual for all of our fallen brothers. Androids. Tell me, everybody, what's your favorite caffeine you're starting your day out with there? Me, as I said, cold brew coffee kind of guy. But if you're watching this in the morning, surely you've got some sort of beverage. You go the caffeine route, or are you one of those oddballs that goes the non-caffeine route? I don't know how you do it. I know some people just are naturally peppy, or they're just not big fans of caffeine. What is it, juice? Do you go with juice? Do you go with orange juice? Apple juice? Milk? Who drinks milk for more breakfast in the morning? I mean, I guess kids. Milk makes more sense if it's paired with something, but even still, drinking milk for breakfast seems odd to me. It made sense as a kiddo. I remember getting free milk in the high school and stuff, but as an adult, milk for breakfast? No, thank you. Do some coffee, do a protein bar, or you can get something fancier, a croissant or something. Nothing wrong with a croissant. Maybe an espresso and a croissant, but milk, bah. Alright. Just gonna keep cleaning. No spilling. I heard that splash. Alrighty. You know, it is hard to be as chatty this early in the morning. I've always been kind of a quiet gentleman in the morning, as you were. I for that commute to work. I used to take the bus once upon a time. That was nice. I'd grab my coffee, hit the Starbucks downstairs from my apartment downtown. I know, so fancy. So fancy. And grab the bus, and then it was about a 30-minute drive on the bus. Straight shot, though, so that was nice. And I could just sit there and listen to a podcast or read, listen to some music, a little bit of lo-fi. Which I keep meaning to set up our lo-fi for our stream here, folks. And one of these days we'll get it. I promise. Music is coming. It is in development. I just didn't have enough time this morning to really set that up. But that would be my average commute back in the old days. Nowadays I drive to work, usually with my lady love, who works in the same building, and also got to drop off the wee baby at daycare. So it is a lot more involved of an experience. Not as meditative as it used to be, but somebody else does all the talking, not me so much. And it's not the baby. Although I do still listen to jazz or lo-fi on in the background. Not so much of the upbeat. I like chill music in the morning. Jazz is about as festive as I like to get in the morning. But I know some folks, they start off with some metal or some rock, just get straight into it. But not me. Not Cobra. Alright, I think we've got most of our buckets from our first wash through gathered up. Let's get this bad boy out of here. Of course, they would put the incinerator, old creamer, right down here in the basement. There's like a subtle noise down here. I wonder if that's the music in the game or like some sort of like the building itself and the pipes. There's kind of a subtle background that you can hear. Oh, hey, look at the chat. I wasn't even paying attention. Good morning, Bubbly. How are you? Up and about on this bright Saturday morning. It's clear skies. It's a brisk, 37 degrees out here in this particular corner of the Pacific Northwest. Which is oh so relaxing. Pretty good. Eating cake for breakfast, huh? Cake for breakfast. Well, that sounds not too bad. It's one of those things. It's funny how so many desserts are basically also breakfast compatible. Like, everybody's like, cake for breakfast. Nonsense. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the time I eat a sensible breakfast. But a cake isn't that different from a lot of things that are made for breakfasts. Croissants, and donuts, and pastries, and things. What kind of cake are you having? Let us know. Chocolate? I hope it's a chocolate cake. Me, I had a protein bar because I'm in full-blown dad mode this morning. I did almost steal one of the wee baby's waffles when I made waffles because Lord knows he's probably not going to eat both of them. But I was very tempted. Let's start dumping some of the junk downstairs, folks, so we can get some of this clutter out of here. These packages are new. I don't remember these in the old version of the game. But just go ahead and start throwing junk downstairs so we can get some of the clutter out of the office. Alright, there we go. Y'all probably can't hear it, but in the background, my son is talking to the show he's watching, or chanting along, knowing him. It's kind of cute. He's not quite at that full-blown talking stage. He's experimenting with the notion. So, never really know what's going on in his little head. I don't know if these chairs count as garbage, but we're just going to go ahead and toss them anyways. Look at this. spectacular. It's so uncomfortable. Alright, let's get some of these buckets out here so we can start grabbing up the little stuff. You know, I will say one thing, gang. These biohazard buckets, they nailed so much. Like, that looks just so much like something you'd see. I mean, without the biohazard symbol. But it reminds me of many a mop bucket. Not that we use them for mopping in this game, but that color and look is so perfect. Okay. Trash barrels up. Trash barrels to boxes. Trash boxes up. Crisps. Okay, look. I can understand the chips. What do we got here? Beer bottles? These are Pilsners? It's definitely a beer. Alright, look. This is the office. And I know we had a full-blown, like, revolution going on. But it seems to me that the beers are going a little bit above and beyond, folks. A little bit above and beyond. Alright. Get a bucket. Oh, everybody out there, whether you're watching live or on your own, what are your plans for the day? What are you doing? Anything fun? Is it going to be, are you going to game at some point like this? Are you in the office working on reports? Are you going to go on a trip? You're going to catch some sort of local festival? Is it festival season where you are? You know, although the pandemic has done a number of some of the local festivals around these parts. We have a Greek festival that goes on. And this year, it was the first year since the end of the last pandemic. I mean, since the pandemic, things got more underhand. And they weren't quite back up to full speed. You could tell that the enthusiasm was there, but they weren't fully ready to be back. I'm hoping next year it was a little bit more. Because, some delicious Greek food. They had a very limited offering this year. And let's be honest. I mean, the culture and stuff is fun, but we all go to festivals for the food. That's why we're there, isn't it? Oh, Timor Jack in the house. Yeah, it was not stellar. There was basically one offering. I mean, that's not true. There was really one food booth that offered anything, and then a handful of stuff. It was my first year at the festival, and it was very much hyped up to me. And then I got there, and it was like, oh, they were not up to their snuff. But whether you're here in America, West Coast, the East Coast, the Midwest. Maybe you're watching all the way from Japan or Europe or somewhere. Surely you've got some sort of local festival going on. And if so, tell me about it so I can live vicariously through your experiences. Because we don't have one going on here right now. Hopefully your festival has beer if you're old enough. I like a good festival with drinks. That always adds a little bit of extra oomph, I think, personally. But I understand it's not for everyone. Is it a festival with fireworks? A little bit of extra color and zoom. Do you like fireworks? I can't decide if I like fireworks, if I'm honest about it. Fireworks are a bit much. So much noise, so much chaos. Usually there's a big crowd. Now, if the fireworks setup is in a way that you don't actually have to go out your way to see them, and you're not wading your way through traffic, okay, I'll take a little bit of extra excitement. But babies themselves aren't that into it, and I've got a toddler. All right, let's take a look here at the data log. Unpleasant encounter with one of those sanitation drones this morning. The office bathroom was fully occupied after last night's office party curry. Forcing me to use the downstairs one. The filthy guy in his overalls starts shouting at me, asking all sorts of things I didn't have to answers to, throwing beer bottles at me. How the hell did they get beer? Really don't like those damn guys being so close to us up here. Management must really do something about this. Oh. So this office space wasn't used by my fellow janitors, and they're calling us drones. Sanitation drones. What? No wonder they were uprising. That's rude. Is that really cleaning? Okay, look. So we're staging stuff here, Timur. So, all right. So let me walk you through this. So the first step we had to do is clear out somewhere in the order of 20 to 30 bodies. You just toss them down the stairs, right? And then we tossed them down the stairs. We had a big pile. Now we got a big pile of gunk. And then we got to get them all the way down the hallway here over to the old crematorium. Currently we're going with Creamer, or the old Creamer, which is maybe a dicey name. I'm open to suggestions. We had a big kind of corpse pile. We had a last rites, and then we took care of it. And we, after the last rites, we had the cremation. That took a little bit. But then we had all of our gore in one place, and we mopped up our main access way, right? And now what we're doing is moving all the big stuff down here. So now I could just bring it down one at a time, but flinging it down the stairs, nobody's in the office anyways. Management's either dead or on a retreat to, this time of year. They're probably somewhere like the Bahamas. The Bahamas nice this time of year? I assume it's always nice in the Bahamas. So there's nobody in the office to complain, and it's fine. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Let's just see what these computers can go to. We don't need these. Look at that, broken computer. You can go to. I don't like you, stereo system. Alright. Now, these do have an interesting, already built-in second monitor, which is kind of nice. This is must be some sort of weird future iMac, but not a great one. I mean, it kind of looks like it's made by a company that also makes Swiffers. Is anybody else picking up on those vibes? The vibes of that this is possibly made by the same company that makes cleaning supplies. Yeah, definitely. Oh, can't pick those up. What's that about? All right, fine. I'll just take the trash off. All right. Timur, tell us, what is your beverage of choice this morning? And is breakfast interesting? Bubbly's having cake, I'm told. Give me that sign. Do we? Alright, there we go. You're just going to get thrown down the stairs, is what we're doing. Close enough. All right. We got to get them up. Oh, we got them up. Bucket out. We've got them. All right. Timur doesn't usually do breakfast coffee. 1 cup normal, then swap to decaf. Yeah, but you're doing hot coffee, huh? I don't know. Ever since I joined the cold brew coffee cult, just no looking back at hot coffee. I mean, I could drink it if the circumstances demand, but it is not my go-to. No, sir. All right, let's get all these chairs. That's not where we wanted that. We wanted to... Okay. Decaf cold brew. Okay, look, so here's the thing. I'm not saying there's a point to decaf cold brew, but there's not really a point to decaf now, is there, right? So it's a beverage. So if I had a cold brew decaf that tasted like my normal cold brew, so I could start off and get the initial dose of caffeine so my brain's not screaming goblin words at me, just, exactly like that. Well, then I could... need a new bucket. Then I could happily sip on a cold brew decaf if it tasted the same, and be happy about life in general because my brain would be tricked and already going for it. But I don't really think that hot decaf offers anything superior over cold decaf. I mean, unless you're just doing it for the warmth. But that gets into look, I like a tea, but that's hot tea territory. Hot tea even serves little to no purpose. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. Bah. I hope there are no important files in here. Just toss that off the edge. More chairs. Terrible chairs. I know a guy in an office store. I used to be a guy in an office store. These chairs, no, we'll get you better chairs, guys. You know, look, the virtual me that is a janitor in this game must definitely work out, or just this is enough of a workout on a daily basis, because hefting up filing cabinets like that just to fling them over, that's amazing. I like the idea of a filing cabinet, except for the part where it might weigh 1,000,000,000 billion pounds. Like, they're so heavy. Even an empty filing cabinet is heavy. You know what I mean? Alright. Okay. Why is there bloody footsteps on there? What has everybody gotten up to in here? I mean, aside from murder. So, if I'm putting things together, us janitors invaded this upstairs office space because we were angry that we were regulated to the low-quality downstairs space, which is nowhere near as nice. And at some point, security got called in. Although, it would be nice if they added some non-janitor bodies to the mix, because it was all janitor bodies that we found. I didn't see anybody that looked like they were in management. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Alright. There we go. There we go. Can't take the printer. Package! We have a package for you! Oh. There we go. More computers. I think after we get this upstairs room handled, folks, we're going to have to move on downstairs and clear out the pile into the creamer, into Old Creamy. Old Creamy. Let him do his work. And then we can take and see about moving on to the next rooms. Yeah, so our operation of attack that we've done so far is we started off with the bodies. And then once we got the bodies handled, now we're moving large trash. And then once we've got the large trash out of the way, we can start to move to small trash. And once the small trash is out of the way, we can start moving on to handling all the graffiti and bullet holes. And also incidental cleanup of gore and stuff that's lying around. But we're taking care of the gore and stuff as we go. All right, what do we got here? Hygiene engineer. It all went surprisingly smooth yesterday. I can't hardly believe it. We gained control of the offices and we've been picketing in front of the cameras ever since. Some of our budding artists have decided to paint some messages on the walls. Not sure I agree with all of their sentiments, but at least it'll get management's attention. Ha, it looks like Joe just found a cache of beers. This stage just got even better. Well, yeah, some bad news for you, Roger. Pretty sure I fed you and Joe into the incinerator yesterday morning, so yeah, it didn't know. Look, got to double check the contracts. Turns out that in a corporate facility like this, management has an awful lot of options, including murder bots. Okay, initial big trash double check. Yeah. Oh, some of these are shot up. Can I move them? Nope, those are. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. All right. Okay. All right. Excellent. Got all our big trash from upstairs out of the way. Let's go, well, from the office. Got still more room up there, the break room and everything. Look at the trash pile. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, we got some blood here. Let's take care of that. All right. Whew. Let's start this part. Okay. And old creamer. Now, in this game, there's a furnace set up for the destruction and cremation of all this junk in every single map. But I kind of have to wonder, like, is this, like, do we have it installed for the job? Or is it always, because sometimes it's in strange spots. In which case, that's got to take quite the team to have something like that installed. saying. Ugh. Oh, I hate these big boxes. They are so hard to get into creamer here. You kind of just put them in the doorway there and let them do their thing. And hope that they burn up fast enough before you come back with some more junk. All right. Okay, we'll get our stuff moved over there so it's creamy still. Creaming. Crematory? Burning? Burninator? Burninator! Okay, so I am looking back through the log here. I gotta change the fade time on my text chat. I think it's like set at 30 seconds or maybe a minute right now. Should probably up that in about 3 minutes or so. But I see that Bubbly is having chocolate cake with chocolate frosting for breakfast. And you know, look, I approve. If you're gonna have a cake for breakfast, that sounds like the way to do it. Oh, these are so awkward to get into the cremator. Because, look at that. Oh, boy. That's fun. That's what that is. Alright, new plan. Instead of bringing down a giant pile, that's going to be hard to work with. We're going to have to move from the pile into this thing. So let's take care of what we've got here in the blast zone, as it were. These fumes can't be good for us. This has got to be an OSHA violation. I mean, just all the I mean, yeah, I've got gloves, but is that enough? Like, really? I don't know if that's enough. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Burninating. There we go. There we go. Put that junk in there. Let it just. I wonder if this thing just literally atomizes stuff into the smoke that we're breathing, or if there's like. What the heck? Oh, barrels are explosive. Well, I'm sure there's some ways I can strategically use that, but let's just keep our distance. I don't know if you can get killed in this game. Like, could I accidentally blow myself up? Oh, well, that's something else. Yep. All right. Continuing the cleaning. What looks like fragile? What kind of fragile stuff are they having shipped down here? Cleaning supplies, I suppose. Mops. Are mops fragile? No. Dusters? We really use dusters. But it does look like those are earmarked for the janitorial staff. Which I suppose is just me at this point. I feel like this would be an all-hands-on-deck kind of situation. Although maybe they don't trust the janitorial drones. Still not sure if I'm an outside contractor in this scenario. What exactly is this company we work for? Is this a company that handles clean jobs like this? Or is this like a larger company that also handles clean jobs? Curious minds want to know. Alright. Come on, Burninator. You know, it's interesting. I'm noticing there's some graphic overlay effects they do. That's interesting. There's some very subtle stuff they do with the shading and the featuring in this game, which I am just now beginning to appreciate. Still would love to see the engine updated, though. All right. Yeah, so, yesterday I did try experiment with Street Use It Like a Dragon, but one, I forgot just how bad the cutscenes were in that game, as in, like, they're super high quality, but there are a million of them. And two, I forgot that some of the content right out of the game is very saucy, very adult language and concepts right out of the gate. Yeah. So gotta workshop my way around. I would love to stream it still because it's a really fun game, and it's just such a great virtual tourism of cities in Japan. But it is definitely some work. Oh, hello, handsome. All right, gonna go AFK for a moment here, folks. The wee baby has come on up. One moment. And I am back. That break was brought to you by Brown Bear. Brown Bear, what do you see? Uh-oh, he heard me. My son has a book that he loves. And some mornings or evenings or afternoons, he wants it read to him nonstop. So I did. Took a break to read it to him. All right. Now that we're back to the burninating. Okay. Like a little productivity in the morning on a Saturday never goes wrong. Isn't that right? We're getting some cleaning done. Huh? We're getting some chores out of the way. I assume some of you are workshopping, doing some chores while you watch, chores with me. We're just doing a nice, organized approach. Start putting together some things specifically. We could find some subjects to talk about while we're together. The history of donuts. What is a coffee? What was that noise? It's just me in here. Oh, something must have fallen. But, things to give a little bit more color and depth to our day. A little early morning education, as it were. Or maybe it's afternoon. I bet you there's a good chance a lot of you are watching this in the afternoon. Alright. Filing cabinets. Look, there are probably important documents in there, but that's not our concern. They said to clean it up, so we're cleaning it up. We're not going to ask too many questions. We're not going to ask for extra work like filing. That's the company's problem. It's not our problem. Although, seriously, old creamer there must be crazy powerful to just burn through these things. I'm really impressed. Now, once we've worked through our initial pile here, then we should go upstairs. Probably need some mop buckets. And then what we should do is look for more large items in the back rooms areas. Because ideally what we want to do is get rid of all of the junk that's too big. It's going to need to go directly into the burner by itself. And then we get to start on the terrible task of cleaning up all the bullets and trash. And plus any viscera that got left. Gibbets, intestines, kidneys, that sort of thing. Various unidentifiable body parts. Hopefully not too many. Some maps have a lot. This one's not too bad. The battle droids didn't make too much gore out of everybody. Now, what the cost on these monitors is. Is this just total sanitation gizmo? Timor back, but audio on-off as you're working on an audio project at the same time. Oh, okay. What kind of audio project you doing there? Working on some music or some other form of audio projectiness? Curious. KR, huh? Yeah. Can I shout it out? Can I give the full name? I might want to up my mic in OBS. Karate recital. Ba 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 ba. I've got my mic cranked up. I thought pretty high. Am I coming through quietly? Maybe I was talking too quietly. How's this sound? And then let me adjust the microphone a little bit. I wanted to try not capture too much breathing noise, but also get the voice. But I may have been talking quietly. Let me know if that's better, folks. This is improved. Do I seem quietish? I'll have to look into that balance, because I've got my audio output capture all the way up. So that shouldn't be the problem. And but I'll reposition the mic a little bit closer. I'm just trying not to capture the of my old man dad breath. But you folks, let me know out there how it sounds. Karate recital, yep. So that's what Teamwork's working on. For those of you who aren't familiar, karate recital is a, gosh, how would I describe it? I put it in the dark ambient category. Some of the more recent releases of karate recital, kind of that almost dark space, dark ambient. Music genres are so difficult to describe, but it would make excellent background music for something like EVE Online or well, except for like if you want to take EVE Online to a kind of a spookier place. But yeah, no, kind of creepy, droning, ambient darkness. Yeah, it's a genre, it's a thing. Plus the name of the project is hilarious. Karate Recital. Available on Spotify and everywhere else that music is streamed and available. So go check it out. Strongly recommend. Strongly recommend. Okay. Okay. I keep saying okay a lot. You could do like a master cut of me just saying okay, 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 okay. I wonder if these monitors flicker like this normally when they aren't on the fritz, because I feel like a little flickery on those ones over there. I feel like that would definitely lead to some lawsuits, like, you know, epilepsy, some seizure inducing. They cannot be healthy for you. Alright. Could always turn up the desktop audio, add its contribution in, although that would also, well, see, because I've got the broadcast audio and the audio capture input. I feel like I've got, wait, do I have audio output? Oh, so I've got the audio output capture and the desktop audio capture. The desktop audio capture is rather subdued. So let me, ooh, that is, that's a little bit more. Looks like that's putting my NVIDIA output more into the yellow, which might be a little too much. But I did crank that up. So y'all let me know if that changed things. Audio balance is one of those things that I never know how streamers ever get it perfected. Okay, we got our primary batch of junk out of the way. Let's do some mopping here in order to get our way through. I'm going to go ahead and turn the game down a little bit since I cranked our main audio. Audio, let's turn the master, we're going to put the master at 20%, put the effects down a little bit, and then for system, it changed my display again. No, I went 1920 by 1080, folks. Why are you... When I go back and check, did you... When you use a window like this, it gets funny, but it looks like it's good on the screen. But I'm always amused by how games sometimes handle stuff like this. You tell it to do it in a window, and it does it in a window, but it's not technically quite the size you were hoping for. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna go here. Full screen that, then I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to go over there. I'm sorry, all the pictures, probably all sorts of funky looking at the moment. And then we'll go back and we'll see if it reset it. Yeah, it reset it again. That's fine, that's fine. It looks okay. Let's not overthink it, Cobra. And there's some free dad advice for you all. Don't overthink things in life too so much. You can spend a lot of time fretting over tiny details that just don't matter that much. I mean, sometimes they do, but a lot of times that's just getting in the way. It's just intrusive thoughts. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Let's move our water bucket a little further from this doorway. Okay, there we go. We've got to get more stuff. We're getting more big stuff downstairs. You know, I should be running a timer on this to see if I'm even anywhere remotely near the expected clean time. I feel like they make those up. I know some people do speed runs for this sort of thing, but I'm going to be honest. That's... While I like to think I'm an efficient virtual janitor, I don't know that I'm doing speed run territory with my work. Besides which, speedrunners, there's a degree of repetition and fine-tuning to almost like exploitiveness of the game. That's a fine art that I just do not have the time to master. Okay, now see, the chairs in this control room are better than chairs in the main office. We had like our office people here, and then this is like, well, it looks like it might be a copy room, but it also might be like master control. You know, where the higher ups were. And then, yeah, downstairs we've got our crew floors, quote-unquote, as they called us drones. Rude. Rude. Which also look extremely different. You notice the quality difference? Alright. We're not going to get the glass yet. We're just going to get all the big chunks out of the way. Tossing them down the stairs. So many chairs. So my chair is comfortable enough for what I do here. But would I have better cred, folks, if I got a streamer chair? I feel like there's a whole market of gaming chairs that are just overhyped. Yeah, I don't want to alienate any of you out there, but what do you think? Like, you know, you see the fancy gaming chairs, and then the big-time streamers almost always have them. And it's like, wait a minute. Are these chairs actually more comfortable? Or is this one of those markets that's kind of created itself? Not so much that there was demand, as they created the demand and the illusion of it. You know, and some streamers, they get all out, you know, custom colors. Sometimes they've got, you know, their own branding on it. You know, and that's it. It's a game. It's a market. I understand. But, dang. Alrighty. Alright. We got our big junk out of this room. Okay, let's do some more big junk gathering. Alright, good. We're hitting the hallway in the break area. Although, as far as break rooms go, let's take a review here. Okay, we've got... That might be the copy room that we just cleaned. But if we come into the break room... We've got a little hallway here. Some side closets. That's another office room. We've got some lounging out here. I don't think there's an actual... You know, I thought that there was for sure a vending machine around these parts. Nope. Oh, we're tracking blood. Left too much blood lying around here, folks. We should probably do something. Oh, hey, cool. We got a bucket. Got a bucket already. Let's take care of that before we start tracking around. We at least got to get it off the floors. And, you know, the walls doesn't hurt. We should definitely do the walls too. But we do not want to leave around gore for us to track everywhere. There we go. I feel like some people tried to take refuge in this room and then the murder bots came for them. It kind of, like, again, how many of the office folks got caught up in the janitor's revolt? Like, what kind of timeline is this game set in? Is this like dystopian cyberpunk? Because it's kind of got hints of that. Although, boy, a more dystopian cyberpunk version of this with that could be pretty fun. So developers out there, think about it. Okay, okay. Checking for blood. Gotta do some scoping. Did we deal with it? Alright. Alright, come back into the far corner. Okay, we got some smoke show over here. Something got burned over there. Alright. Glop bucket looks pretty glopped up. Oh, we got some blood over here. F you, man. Cro-Magnon P.I. He's got to get prehistoric on your ass. Now in its 32nd season, only on Ferret. The toughest taste in the galaxy, Skunk X, because sometimes you need pure energy. Oh, okay. Alright, what do we got here? Elysium Resorts. Tired, bored, rich, get away to our exclusive synthetic indoor island resort. Cool, clear waters, warm synth sand beaches, and clean, filtered air. Book your place now. Are you insured enough? A space station is a dangerous place to live. You could be killed or permanently morbidly disabled at any moment. This is why you can't risk having inadequate insurance. If you're not around anymore, who's going to pay your debts, cover your working shortfall, pay for your family's insurance? Call Phineas Gladstone. What do we got back here? Vote for morality. Vote for McAllister. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a dystopian timeline we're in, isn't it? Definitely has that cyberpunk dystopian vibe. And it makes me wonder, are we on a space station right now? Is that what those noises are here in the background? It's just kind of the creaking of the station? Interesting. Okay, well, let's get this big junk moving again. Making our way through the narrow spaces and tossing them down the staircase of destiny. Staircase of destiny. It's actually more of like the staircase of segregation. Segregation is probably the wrong word. It's definitely like the staircase of class discrimination. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you the janitors weren't even supposed to come up here for their breaks and take advantage of the nice break area up here. Probably supposed to stay down there and only use the staircase to come up here for the purposes of cleaning. There's probably even an entrance in and out down there, as opposed to them getting to use the nice entrance and come through the nice way here. Although I'm not sure how I feel about the company's schemes of bright yellows. Like, I don't think that's actually good for sanity, or a good indicator of sanity. I heard once, and I don't know if this is true. This would have been like 30 years ago. Well, 20 years ago at this point. That somebody told me that people having a favorite color of yellow was actually an indication of mental disorders of some sort. Like that a normal human brain wasn't supposed to like yellow. Which is probably not true. But to be fair, all the people I knew at the time who said that yellow was their favorite color were definitely some weird folks. Okay, so the push broom is one of those tools in the game that... Okay, they added it to my tool repertoire. All right, number 4. It's nice, but it's not... First off, that rasping sound. Whew. And it just kind of pushes stuff around. All right. You know, we are getting so many virtual steps in. This is a great walking simulator in some regards while you're doing the cleaning. So if you wanted to put this on while you were taking a walk, hopefully on a treadmill or something, because if you're watching the screen, although, you know, if I've got this on the YouTubes, you could listen to this while you're on a walk, although it's an odd thing to listen to. But hey, nice soothing tones of Cobra giving you dad advice and just talking about the unimportant things in life. You can get so many steps in. I mean, here we are 53 minutes into the stream. I got to get some hold music for when I go AFK, so I don't drive you all crazy. I got to look at the analytics out there, see what people are playing that brings in the new viewers. While I'm certain people would enjoy watching Viscera Cleanup Detail here when we're streaming, I don't know that people are looking for this. So it's one of those things where you almost got to get on people's playlists, as it were, their follow lists, so that way they'll know that you're streaming and come look regardless of what you're playing. But you know, the cool kids are always playing the latest thing, and I suppose that's something I should start to look into. But due to dad life, you know, I've got to make sure it's something that has a pacing that will work with the ability to be interrupted. I wouldn't mind being able to bring some multiplayer to y'all if I can find a time and a space when I can get some of my crew online, or, you know, even some, like, you know, the competitive shooter multiplayers. I used to play those back in the day, but it is harder to have enough time for that as a dad. I'm sure any of you dads out there, or moms, would sympathize on how hard it is to squeeze in time for that kind of thing with the kiddos. And I'm not playing any MMOs right now. I should consider getting back into the MMO gig. But again, it would have to be an MMO where a lot of the game could be, hey, you could set it down at any moment. Although that does usually mean missing out on the dungeon runs and the fancy raids. Although I think my heyday as a MMO raider is behind me. I used to be a tank quite a bit in the old days. WoW, back before we really knew exactly how MMOs were going to turn out. It's funny how much terminology comes from that era, EverQuest and WoW, and there were some Korean ones that were quite big at the time whose names I can't think of. And then because I'm such a dad, and I've been doing this long enough... Oh, hi, handsome. Hi, handsome. We have a visitor. Hold on a second, folks. I'm going to... Alright, maybe we're back now. Although I think, folks, we are getting near possibly to the end of the stream due to the wee baby being... Oh, the wee baby. He's a toddler nowadays, but he's a little more awake, and nobody else is up and about to entertain him. So it may be time for his father to try to do so. And do some real-life cleaning, because as much fun as it is being a virtual janitor, the house is never clean enough, now is it? But yeah, if you have some ideas of some games you would like to see me play, folks, let me know what's popular right now that you'd be interested in. Leave your comments in the doobly-doo or in the chat. Put it on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Cobra Weems. That's Cobra Weems. And you can find me on YouTube at A Dad Named Cobra. The A part's important. Here on Twitch, it's Dad Named Cobra. On YouTube, it is A Dad Named Cobra. Hoping one day to have that aligned, but at the moment, that's what we got to work with. And then on Twitter, it is Cobra Weems. And but yeah, you can leave messages in any of those places. Like, subscribe, rate. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. Whether or not there's anything you're hoping for. One of these days, I should have my office streaming area set up a little bit better. And I'm actually hoping to also do a little bit more IRL streams, where we can hang out and read a book just to chill, get some music in the background, just some chill time. So if you want to study or just relax, but you like to have like a body double or company for that, that's something on my list of things to do. Morning coffee streams, just a little bit of morning, just chatting kind of stuff. Experiment with the space. A mixture of games and other stuff. Might even bring a little bit of whiskey eventually into the Dad Named Cobra space for the dads and the grown-ups, for the dads, moms out there, for you kiddos, if there are any of you. Make sure you have your parents' permission. Because you probably shouldn't be on Twitch otherwise. And as you can see from some of this language, this stream is not targeted at the little ones. But I suspect if you're here watching me be a virtual janitor, then you are probably an adult, because I don't know why children would ever watch this. Also tempted to try out Train Simulator. That sounds like a chill one, huh? And do people watch stuff like that? Train Simulator? Again, I would love to see a train simulator for Japan. I'd love to see a truck simulator for Japan. It'd be nice to get some more than just the traditional American landscapes. Get some of that virtual tourism going on, as it were. That would always be fun. I don't know if it's out there yet. I'll have to dig around. But it is an interesting notion. I know some of that stuff's up for European areas too. There's Euro Truck Simulator, which I quite enjoy. And I don't know if any of the train simulators and stuff do Europe. I could try Flight Simulator, but I'm going to be honest. I am not a great commercial pilot. And Flight Simulator is extremely realistic. So it would take a lot of practice. And since I don't have a joystick rig set up, I have to go that route if I'm going to do it right. And I have a toddler. And controllers like that, nope, that's too much temptation. He's already excited enough about a keyboard. And definitely some Kerbal Space Program, too. That is coming. And I know what people are going to say, but it's so buggy. Yeah, I know. Everybody forgets just how terribly buggy KSP-1 was when it was released. And a lot of the people that worked on KSP-2 are not the original team. Some are, but a lot of them are not. At least that's my understanding based on the stuff I've read. And sometimes the publisher just is like, hey, you gotta go now. And yeah, it's a little expensive for an early release, but sometimes you're paying ahead of time. I know that we often get spoiled, and some games in early release are cheaper. And the original KSP didn't have an audience, so they released cheaper. But nowadays, they have an audience. And that changes the score a little bit, and that's okay. I mean, think about No Man's Sky. That game launched at like darn near $70, which was way too much for the product that it launched at. But they kind of got pigeonholed and forced by Sony. And but they made it up to us, right? Like over the years, that game has seen drastic updates and improvements. And it makes me wonder what that studio could do if they moved on to do a new project at this point. I'm sure they made a bunch of money on that. But we've seen so much content added to that game. And look at how much Kerbal Space Program changed over time. So KSP2 at their starting price point. I think it's like 60 almost at the starting price point. That's, you know, at least here in America. That's not, you know, not ideal. But I'm a dad. It's not insurmountable for my dad income. Especially if I'm going to enjoy blowing up rocket ships. I'm hoping to see some mod stuff come in. I would really like to see them adopt some mech-jeb style stuff, some flight computers. They seem so far to be insistent on continuing the old, very manual flight node system and very manual flight controlling of things itself, as opposed to you being able to pre-configure a burn even. You know, use the computer, line up things, and pre-configure burns, which really should be what you do for that. That's how we handle things in real life. We don't control those kinds of burns manually if we can avoid it, because timing is critical. Humans make errors, and spaceships are very expensive. Rocket science is all about precision, and there's gonna be like interstellar travel in KSP2 even, and there's no way you're doing interstellar burns manually. I couldn't even imagine it. All right, well, we got all our big objects moved downstairs, and I think that this is a good point for us to stop for today. Next time, we'll come in. Let's take a look at our pile. We'll come to conquer the upstairs pile. Oh, that's quite a pile going on there. We'll see if we can't come in and tackle the pile and get everything over into old Creamer. Get the creaminating going. And let's see here. Oh, there's so much gore over here. I think the log out screen is, let's see, can I save from here? I can! There we go. We're going to go ahead and do a, can I do a new save? New saved game. All right, and then if I double check. Okay, yep, they did put it in there. Good, good, good. All right, well, everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and for enjoying the video. Again, as I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, leave a comment. Tell me what's up. You know, I don't know what's going on with you if you don't tell me. And the more I know about you, the more fun we can have. It'll be great. So, and I've got a small, tiny hand trying to drag me away from the screen, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. But y'all have a lovely day. Bye.